Hey guys, it's Marla. Welcome back to Twinstrology. This is your Twin Flame Divine Partnership Energy Report for March 11th through the 25th. If you would like a personal reading with me, you can visit my website, which is twinstrology.com. Please follow me on Facebook at Twinstrology. And I just want to touch base with you a bit on readings with me because I've been getting a lot of questions. So what I do is I channel messages for you. And right now, I primarily do that through two means, astrology and tarot readings. And I have several different types of each reading. Why you would want to get an astrology reading with me is so you can learn about yourself. Because I'm going to talk about your patterns, your skills, what you're here to learn, where you want to focus your energy in this incarnation. If it's with a partner, I'm going to talk about your patterns and their patterns, and how you need to be aware of those patterns, how your planets are interacting, that sort of thing. So it's really about you or about your relationship and ways that you can work with the planetary energy. Now, the tarot cards are more for if you need guidance right now. So I can either do that for an individual or a relationship as well. Most people come to me because they want questions about their relationship or their union. So I use the cards to talk about what energy you're dealing with right now, what's coming up in the future, and I give you guidance from Spirit on how you can best deal with the energy that's at play. And I do have about a 5-week wait right now or turnaround time for readings, because how I do my readings right now is I record them as a private YouTube video and I email them to you. I say right now because that might be changing, because I myself am going through a big transformation, both inwardly and outwardly. And once I get through my shift and get a little bit more settled with my stuff, I plan on rolling out some new services and more ways that I can help you. So that might be changing. I'm not sure yet. So yes, that's what I do now. If you have questions, you know I'm always there after the reading to try and answer any questions for you. And just know that readings come in divine timing. And I hear that all the time. You know, a lot of times people are like, oh, I have to wait. And it's hard for them to find the patience to wait. But then once I give them the reading, their response is always, that came at the perfect time because this just happened. And oh my God, I needed your advice right now, or I needed your guidance right now. And you hit everything right on the mark. So it's always right on time. That's all you have to know and trust in that. Okay, so let's talk about the energy that's coming in over the next couple of weeks. I feel like a big, yes, people are going to be awakening. People are going to be going to another level. The veil's going to be very thin coming up, I feel. We're going to start seeing truth. We're getting more in touch with our multidimensionality all the time. And we're being asked to stand in our truth. I think the next few weeks are going to be very exciting. So let's talk about the energy. I'm going to just focus on 3 events instead of trying to go through all the different aspects that might be happening. I think this is a better way for me to do it, and I'll cut down on the time a little bit. So the first thing we have up is Virgo full moon. That's happening on March 12th at 10:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so you guys know the full moon and new moon are the full moon is always when the sun is opposite the moon. So the moon's at 22 degrees Virgo, the sun's at 22 degrees Pisces. And the sun is going to be conjunct Pallas Athena and Chiron. This is part of what's going to be opening us up. This is opening up our third eye so that we can see our patterns. That's not the right word I want to use, but what I'm getting is this full moon is a lot about vision, seeing the big picture, getting more clarity, and we're going to be doing some healing too. So I mentioned that the veil is going to be thin. I want to just talk to you guys about some of the Sabians that are going on, which is going to show you how this is setting up. So the sun is going to be on the Sabian, a materializing medium giving a seance. So that's the first clue that the veil is going to be thin. And some of the key words here are spiritual channeling, clairvoyance, tarot reading, clairsentient, contacting the dead, bringing messages from the other side, things ahead of their time. The moon is going to be on. I think it's a fearless lion tamer. I thought I marked these. Yes, a lion tamer rushes fearlessly into a circus arena. So you're going to need to find your courage, and you're going to need to have faith around this full moon. Just kind of going for it is what I'm getting. Now, I mentioned it's going to be conjunct Chiron and Pallas Athena. Pallas is on the tiny island, seems lost in the broad ocean, but its happy inhabitants have created a world all their own, which this one is speaking to me as well about multidimensionality and rising above, creating a world of your own, realizing that you are creating that world through your thoughts. Meanwhile, Chiron's on the purging of the priesthood. And this one has to do with truth. Truth coming out. Some of the key words. Revealing the truth of people for who and what they truly are. Cutting people off. Dismissals. Being fired. Something being revealed. So again, something being revealed also has to do with the veil thinning, being able to see beyond this reality to the bigger picture. Pluto too is on a hidden choir singing during a religious service. So again, we have something, we have messages, we don't know where they're coming from. The choir is singing, but you can't see them. That's getting messages from spirit. And Aries or Uranus is on a woman in pastel colors carrying a heavy and valuable but veiled load. So again, not having something veiled, seeing beyond the veil. I'm also getting about all the transmutative work that we've been doing and that we're going to still be doing lots of transmuting. We certainly aren't done with that. And depending on where you are in your journey, there's likely to be some kind of purging over the next couple of weeks. We're going to be getting upgrades, I suspect, and these upgrades have to do with helping us with heart expansions and opening your heart. And in order to do that, there's a need to let go of old programming in order for you to evolve to the next level. And Virgo is the healer. The sun is conjunct Chiron. So lots of healing is occurring through this process of purging. And it's healing not just you, it's healing the collective energies. At this full moon, we're going to have Mercury squaring Saturn. So that is letting go of mental patterns, and past life beliefs. And this is going to allow you to make some decisions that you need to. You're going to be able to see your different timelines or see the different options that are available to you. And if you allow yourself to relax, you'll see the truth in the different situations. You're getting a higher perspective now. If you've been doing your work and you've cleared enough, okay, actually, a lot of people are they're beginning to see this higher perspective of things. And you're actually getting the things that you want. Okay. Well, I'm going to talk about that more with the equinox. Okay. Because for many of you, you're facing difficult situations. And Spirit is saying that it's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you're not getting what you want. So you have to let go of expectations. We're being asked to set aside time in order to be quiet and hear inner guidance. And because we are doing so much transmuting right now, it's really important that you take time to rest and take time to be by yourself. Get some quiet time in. Pamper yourself. Do the salt bath thing again. But we're doing a lot of hard, energetic work. So even though you may not feel like you're doing a lot, you really are internally. So honor that process and honor yourself for all the effort that you're putting in by getting lots of rest. And I'm getting sacred space. Have some kind of sacred space for yourself to retreat into so that you can recharge your batteries a little bit. If you don't, you're just going to you're not going to be as helpful if you run yourself down. It's much better to honor yourself, and then you'll be more solid to help other people. Okay, so the sun is going to be traveling over this time period. He's at 22, Pallas is at 23, and Chiron's at 24 at the time of the full moon. So the sun is going to be traveling over those two. And it's going to be squaring Saturn, and then at the equinox, it's going to be going over the Aries point. And what I'm getting about this is the feeling that what you're going through right now is destined. It's fated. And I feel like it's through this feeling that a lot of you are being able to let go more and more, because it's getting easier to have that trust, I feel, because there's a real feeling of destiny. I think you all are feeling that. And then we also have the asteroid Eros squaring Psyche. And I've talked about the myth of Eros and Psyche many times, so I don't want to go too much into that. And Eros is also known as Cupid, so I don't want to confuse anybody. They're the same god. What I'm getting from this is that obstacles are being overcome, in that you are in a place of divine guidance. And every obstacle that you overcome, and the obstacles are really the old programs and the old beliefs that you're overcoming about yourself. This is bringing union that much closer to the third dimension. And if you remember from the story, Psyche has to overcome a series of challenges that are seemingly impossible. And yet she does it, and she's reunited with Eros, and she's made a goddess. So that's why I feel like that aspect, what I got was that we will overcome whatever seeming obstacles are in our place. Remember, we want to let go of the expectations of what we think is going on. So then on the 18th of March, I'm going to have Mercury conjunct Venus retrograde. And those two are also going to be squaring asteroid Juno, and they're going to be forming a yod, or a hand of God, with, so Mercury and Venus are going to be sextiling union, and then the two of those are going to be in conjunct Psyche. Remember, this makes that like a point, like an arrowhead formation. So what I got around this is that we're going to be looking at relationships very closely. A lot of deep thought is going to be going on. And you're going to be getting real with what it is you want. Remember that we're still in this phase too of seeing the bigger picture as this aspect is going on. That inner voice inside is going to be strong. I have here, I wrote down waking up to reality. Like seeing things clearer. Remember Pallas Athena, she rules your third eye, and she helps you see your patterns and things. She's the one that's helping us see the bigger picture right now, as she lines up with Chiron and square Saturn. And of course the sun conjunct. So Venus is still in Aries when this happens. And Aries is about the self, or me. What do I want? People in karmic relationships, I feel, are going to be feeling this aspect. So those twins and divine partnerships that are still with karmics, it's going to start becoming clearer the difference between what relationship they're actually in and what it is they want. Again, it's a wake-up call, kind of, like you're thinking about what it is you really want. But that is not going to be in alignment with what is in your life, But people, the twins are starting to align with the union more and more. Even the so-called twins that are not awake or that are just waking up, they're getting in alignment with that. The unions and the 5 dimension is so strong right now. And so they're going to be getting the message like, you don't have to live in misery anymore. You can be happy, and you deserve to be happy. And getting into alignment with the heart and the soul and the mind, getting all those things into alignment. Which means seeing the truth about your situation and starting to think about, shifting that. It's going to be pushes not to stay in that stuff anymore. I also feel like there's likely to be arguments with karmic partners, but at the same time, the connection between twins, the telepathic connection or the soul phone connection is going to be very strong. I feel like you'll be getting really good 5D communication with them. Some of you may be getting some 3D communication with them as well. And don't forget that we also have Lancelot and Guinevere still conjunct each other. And I talked about that in my Venus retrograde video. I'm having a hard time talking today. My throat is a bit gravelly and I didn't get much sleep last night. So I'm still a bit out of it. Okay, the equinox. This is happening on March 20th at 6:26 a.m. What the equinox is when the sun crosses the equator. And so in the northern hemisphere, we're going to be going into spring. And in the southern hemisphere, they're going into fall. The day and night is equal at the equinoxes. This is the astrological new year, because what's happening is the sun is crossing into Aries and going over what's called the Aries point, which again I talked about in my Venus retrograde video. And this is an important point. It's first degree of the zodiac, and it's like a fresh start, new energy, and it has to do with manifestation. The Sabian symbol for that degree is a woman rising out of the sea. A seal is embracing her. It's a very powerful Sabian, and it has to do with, again, she's rising up. She's manifesting herself. And I talked about in the Venus retrograde video how in Pisces, we're spirit. And then when we come into Aries, it's like being born, being made manifest, getting into your body. So a powerful time of manifestation around the equinox. And what I saw about the equinox is like all the things floating around. You've heard of Abraham Hicks probably talking about the vortex. And that's kind of like what I saw. So, all right, let me talk about what I channeled about it. Okay, we're all being asked to stand in our truth. Not just living our own truth, but seeing truth as well, seeing truth around you. Which means seeing beyond the veil. Okay, seeing the bigger picture, seeing that there's more going on than what we used to think and when we all lived in 3D reality and we just focused on what was in front of us. Now we know that there's more going on than what we can see. It's a time to be strong, and we're going to be letting go of a lot of old beliefs through this truth. Now I want to mention too, I forgot to mention when I was talking about the full moon. The sun is going to be in conjunct Jupiter, and the moon is going to be in conjunct Uranus. So that too, getting us to the truth. We're shining our light and helping others to see the truth as well. Black Moon Lilith is squaring the nodes at that time. So she's helping you get your strength and be your authentic self. Okay, this is a big thing that's happening right now is we're being asked to be who we really are. Be ourselves. And Black Moon Lilith is helping us. She's helping us break free of those old beliefs and fears and doubts. letting go of the past. Remember, Lilith wants equality for the masculine and feminine. And she is willing to stand up and be herself, no matter what, no matter how persecuted she is. She does not back down. She is who she is. So when she's square the nodes, she's helping let go of the south node, the past stuff, so that you can move towards your north node. And part of your purpose here is, like I said, becoming your authentic self and standing in that truth. We've healed a lot of stuff around being our authentic self, and there's a lot of us already right now. Some people are fully in their truth. Other people are almost there. Like more and more, people are stepping out. People don't want to be silent anymore. People are finding ways to just share who they are. It's wonderful to see. The moon conjuncts Saturn exactly as the equinox happens, and that's going to be square Chiron and Pallas. So the different timelines are available to us, and like I said, we're able to see them. That's what I'm trying to express when I'm talking about the vortex. The moon will bring things through our subconscious. So it's a time to watch for dreams, visions, messages, and signs. Saturn is the grounding force. So changes are happening and there will be much shifting. The message that I'm getting is that things are still not going to happen as you expect them to. You know, your 3D mind has certain expectations, and what those thoughts are not in alignment with how things are actually happening. And I'm hearing this from so many of you. You know, a lot of people are switching jobs, moving. Their twin has started a new partnership. Their twin's gotten married. There's children coming into the situation. All kinds of things that to the 3D mind puts one into a state of fear. But when we're in our knowing, when we see the bigger picture, we see what's going on beyond the veil, then we know there's no need to worry. Everything that's happening is divinely guided. Everything is exactly how you planned it to be, exactly what you needed at this time in order to get into alignment with whatever energy you need to push yourself forward. So whatever's going on in your life, you have to accept this as a gift from the divine right now. And for some of you, that's going to be very challenging. But this is why we have Pallas and Chiron helping to activate everyone's third eyes so they can wake up to the truth of what's really going on. Saturn is time as well. Saturn, he's also known as Father Time, and he sets the timing on things. And he's setting the timing on your union. And so Saturn is making a lot of aspects. So things might feel like they're going slow. But they are shifting and they are manifesting. Karma is going to be conjunct the North Node, the asteroid Karma. And this is bringing in good karma. Often we think of karma as being something bad or negative, but in this case, it's good. and it's helping you. At the same time, there's karma being cleared. And the good, let me try to explain it. You're letting go of some karmic stuff. You also at the same time have good karma coming in or good points. And that might be why some of the things are happening unexpectedly, but they're karmic situations that need to be worked out. And this will, it's like you're doing two things at once. You're working out that situation and you're also pushing yourself forward at the same time. Still forcing you to let go of things. Again, karmic relationships will be under review at that time, at the time of the equinox. You know, that's going on these whole 2 weeks. Basically, the stuff that I'm talking about, not a lot of separation. It's just kind of like this more like a bigger pattern that's happening now over the next 2 weeks. But Mercury's going to be square Juno still, and I feel like that could be arguments and partnerships. So that's what I got about the energy. I drew a goddess card for the equinox, and the one that came up was Bridget. Don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. This is getting into alignment with your authenticity. And this card has come up a few times for me, and I've seen it in some readings that some friends of mine have done as well. So her message is, first, be clear about your intentions. If you're unclear, then confusion will lessen your power and force. Like a candle in the dark, be very clear and bright in what is acceptable to you in this situation. Make no mistake, I will guide and protect you. And yet think of the unparalleled rise in your own viewpoint if you were to stand up for yourself and speak up about your needs and your deepest truths. Now is the time to touch your power, for its heat and flame will ignite your passion, which will propel you forward in countless ways. Even in the face of fear, you can still stand up for your ideals and your truth. Be unwavering and make your stand today. Various meanings. Be assertive. Don't worry about what others think. Trust that your actions will work out fine. Speak your truth. Stick to your opinions. Put your foot down. And so some of you, because we have Mercury squaring Juno and we have that Mercury conjunct Venus retrograde squaring Juno a few days before the equinox, this could be you speaking your truth to your karmic partner. Or any partner. It doesn't even have to be a romantic partner. It could just be some other form of partnership you have in your life. But maybe you need to speak some truths to them. And you guys have shed a lot of stuff and you're so ready to do this. You're not willing to back down anymore. You know, many of you used to be people pleasers and things like that, but you let go of those templates. You're not willing to do that anymore. You're willing to be your true self regardless. And if people aren't willing to accept that, you know, let them go and move on. Okay, so let's talk about the cards. And I'm probably going to do a card reading for the equinox once it gets closer. But I wanted to talk about the astrology here. Okay, so the goddess that's overseeing the Virgo full moon is Bast, independent. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. Like the cat, you're fiercely independent, yet you also need affection and playful companions. Now is the time to balance your social interactions with solitude. While you may ask others for their opinions, ultimately you must make your own decisions. Your freedom and independence are top priorities, so ensure that these characteristics are nurtured. Various meanings. Spend time alone. Give yourself permission to play. Ask that your needs be met. Make your own decisions. Work with cats. Pay attention to a pet feline or get a new cat. Well, there's several messages in this card that we've already talked about. Give yourself permission to play. Spend time alone. Okay, I mentioned that. It's need time to rest. Ask for your needs to be met. So speaking up, speaking your truth to people around you, and making sure that there's equality in your relationships. Right? Remember, we have Aries and Libra, Uranus and Jupiter, triggering that and balancing partnerships with the needs of the self. And we have a lot of strong Aries energy. The sun going into Aries, Mercury is going into Aries, after the full moon. Venus is in Aries, Uranus is in Aries. That's all about the self. So it is a time where we're focused on who we are and our needs. And Aries is courage. So Aries energy gives you the courage to stand in your power and make your own decisions. Sometimes we have to make decisions for what's best for us, even if that's not in alignment with what the people around us want us to do. And that takes a lot of strength in order to do that. Okay, I drew a karma card this time. And the card that came up was Atlantis. So a lot of the karma that we're dealing with over the next 2 weeks is related to alternative lives that we're having in Atlantis. Remember, there's no time in the spirit world. So those incarnations are happening right now. And when I saw this card, I thought about twin flames, and a lot of twins have painful experiences of separation in Atlantis, or issues around the fall of Atlantis. And so we'll be working with that. But I also feel like this is the energy that's coming in. This is the 5D heart-opening love energy. And I feel like we're going to be getting a blast of that. Remember, I mentioned that we'll be getting DNA activations around heart awakenings. Okay, that's Atlantean energy. That's when we lived in Atlantis, we lived in the 5th dimension. So, and because we're going to be so connected to what's beyond the veil, our multidimensionality, you may have some past life memories of Atlantis coming up, or you may have dreams or visions around Atlantis, or any alternative timelines that you have going on right now. Those things are very strong. I know for myself and several people that I've been talking to, we're remembering more and more about our other incarnations that we've had. Okay, let's talk about what's going on with the feminine energy. First card we have is the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, well, this card is a bit about having patience, I'm afraid. I know many of you are not happy to hear that. But, I know a lot of you are also you're getting better with your patience. And that's because you're seeing the bigger picture. You're seeing the truth. You're seeing what's real, not just what's going on in the third dimension. And when we do that, we're able to have patience. And we're able to let the process unfold without expectations. Just have to do our part. Like, we see this tree here that's blossoming. The tree doesn't need a lot of help. The tree blossoms in divine timing, and you can't rush that process. Everything happens in stages and steps, and one thing leads to another. Like we can't have union until we heal a certain amount of stuff. And, we have a certain level of awakening. So all of these things, it's all happening, just has to happen as a process. And so the feminine energy is just being asked to acknowledge that and continue to stay in your knowing and have patience. Also have the traditions card. So I feel this has to do with releasing templates. There'll be, I talked about letting go of patterns, mental patterns, belief systems, programs, whatever you want to call them. And these are the ones that are passed down. Well, pretty much they all are passed down, or they're from past lives. But things that have been taught to you. And now you're seeing that you're not in alignment with those things anymore. They don't fit you. They don't fit who you are now. And you're ready to let them go. But I'm also feeling like, because we have Romeo and Juliet on this card, I'm feeling, a lot of love for your twin as well. And I mentioned heart awakenings. I've been feeling a lot of big heart expansions lately. And I think if you haven't been feeling those yet, like you will feel that a lot over the next couple weeks. The card for the Divine Feminine from the Romance Angels. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. I think we've had this card come up a few times in the last several readings. So it could still be that you have some codependency issues to release. And a lot of time that is needing validation from someone else. Needing validation from your masculine twin. And this energy is really about you validating yourself, not needing anyone else's validation right now. And that's going to attract your twin to you when you can let go of other people's validation. This can come through as neediness. This codependency can also be negative thought patterns. So that might be some of the stuff that you're releasing. We have a card from the Ascended Masters, and it's Thoth, right? This is for the feminine still. You drew this card as a concrete reminder to write. You've been receiving lots of signs and feelings to write lately, so let this card be the message that leads you to take action. And it talks about trying channeled writing too, or automatic writing, which is where you just start writing and you just let it flow. And you can sometimes channel messages that way. Additional meanings are keep a daily journal of your feelings and experiences. Write down your intentions, goals, and desires. Channel messages from your guides and angels. Your life purpose involves writing. Write an article or book. I'm actually feeling channeled messages from your guides and angels, because I feel like the energy is going to be open. So you'll be able to get in touch easier. Messages from your guides and angels. I know my channel right now is totally in overdrive. So that might be calling you to set intentions too. And at the full moon, remember, we do a little releasing ceremony and we write down that which no longer serves us, that we would like to let go of at the full moon, because the full moon represents completions. So make sure that you do that at this full moon. And then we have a Oracle of Love card, or Journey of Love card. And the one for the feminine over the next 2 weeks is Lovers. Yes, it's love. It drives you forward and pulls you back to your heart. It makes the mind mad with misunderstanding and breaks it open into enlightened compassion. It is love. Your yearning heart shall have it. Your destiny is to be the lover of the beloved. This oracle brings you a message of love, love, love. It is finding you now. Be open to it in all its forms. Be the god and goddess of love and paint the town red. Play in passionate embrace with life as your lover, and prepare to receive even more than what you believe you are capable of handling. So love is on the way. Heart openings are on the way. And be in your joy. I had something on the tip of my tongue to say, and then it escaped me. Prepare to receive even more than what you're capable of handling. That's what I wanted to mention. Because going back to the fact that many of you are in situations that are quite unexpected to what you thought might be happening. It's actually bringing you things more abundantly and more quickly than you were expecting. So let go of any attachment. There might be some tests. Maybe test isn't the right word, but there might be some challenges for the feminine coming up. Likely just going to be around speaking your truth somewhere, somehow. And to show you that you're ready. You're ready to speak your truth. You have the strength to do it. So let's talk about the masculine energies. The first card for the masculine is Wisdom. This is the High Priestess card. So this is confirmation that there's going to be a lot of energy coming in. Awakening energy. Energy to connect us to spirit, seeing the bigger picture, third eye awakenings, or third eye activations. Getting in touch with your inner wisdom. Getting more in touch with their soul wisdom and the wisdom from other dimensions, other timelines. And I feel like for the masculine, you're starting to believe it more. You're starting to embrace it more. You're likely to have dreams, visions, hear messages. Remember the hidden choir. You can hear your higher self talking to you. And I feel like you are listening more. You're believing it more. You're hearing the call of the divine more. They also have the 5 of Arrows reversed, which is a nice card to see. They're trying to let go of their ego. And you can see what's happening on this. If I turn it the right way, what's happening. We have Eros and Psyche on this card. And Eros is running away. And Psyche is trying to chase him. She's trying to grab him. So what does this mean when we turn it upside down? It's the opposite energy. So the masculine, you're starting to stop running. Beginning to open up more. And as we get this heart energy coming in more, getting more and more open to speaking your truth to the feminine energy, or opening up, and also opening up to your karmic partners, but doing it in a way that's not coming from ego. I always see this card as representing ego. You know, when we have it right side up, 5 of Swords, it's like what do they call that? I can't remember the name. You're like lording it over someone. It's like you hurt someone and then you just like rub it in. Or I know, like, I'm thinking of football games, you know, and one of the teams scores a touchdown or something and then they do their little dance, and you can get a penalty for that now, I believe. Because it's like unsportsmanlike, unsportsmanlike to be like rubbing the opponent's face in it. That's kind of what this card represents to me. So letting go of their ego, and when they do that, they don't feel the need to run so much. So this is great and exciting news for the feminine energy, I'm sure. The romance angels for the masculine, forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in present moments. Okay, so you are letting go of the past. And you're really being called to let go of stuff that's no longer serving you, no matter how painful it is right now. And yet to do that with a compassionate heart, not to do it through your ego, but to do it from a place of love and seeing the bigger picture and understanding that certain situations have to occur. Certain situations happen because they're divinely guided in our greatest and highest good to help us learn lessons. Like, let go of any guilt. And I'm feeling that the masculine is looking for forgiveness for themselves. And as the masculine wakes up more, as they see the bigger picture, as they get more in touch with their union that's coming down from the 5D. You know how I said the energy, the union energy is strong in the 5th dimension. It's coming down, it's trickling down. And about how they would see the truth about the karmic situations. It's like they're seeing the difference between what their twin flame is representing and what the karmic's representing. And they're seeing the gap there. And I think they're also thinking about ways that they might have hurt the feminine, and they're desiring forgiveness. And it was their ego that made them act like that. It was their ego that made them run away because they didn't want to be seen. They were afraid of being their true self and afraid of being rejected. But that's beginning to heal. But they may be feeling guilt around something that they've said or done to the feminine. And if it's not like a specific thing within the couple, it could just be in general how the masculine energy has treated the feminine energy over millennia. From the Ascended Masters, the masculine has flow of prosperity and Lakshmi. This card indicates your prayers about finances have been heard and answered. Tap into your manifestation power by focusing on abundance instead of worrying about money. You have nothing to fear. A new flow of prosperity is supporting you and your loved ones. Stop worrying about money. Worry only attracts money problems. Everything's going to be okay, especially with respect to finances. You have the support to make a desired life change right now. Visualize and affirm prosperity. Okay, they can make the changes, or I should say you masculine, you can make the changes that you want. I think some of them are feeling like they don't have abundance or they're worried about money. But that is something that we let go of. We don't worry about money when we move into higher consciousness. We know that we get what we need when we need it. And that might be that you don't have lots of luxuries, but you get what you need. Hold on one second. I'm so sorry. My kids are coming off the bus. I thought I would be done by now, but I'm not. So I had to open the door for them. Hopefully they won't come in screaming. Okay, the next card. Towering Magnificence. This is the Journey of Love card for the masculine energy. You are entering the presence of the truly great and sublime divinity. It is without form, yet exists in all forms. It is humbling and yet asks nothing of you. It just is, and when we encounter it, we are moved beyond words, beyond mind, into the realms of the heart that we may never have experienced before. It takes a brave soul to meet the towering majesty of divine presence. It can be a terrifying experience, has limitations, preconceived notions, and identities crumble in the wake of its light. You are being brought to this place out of love because you are ready. Your soul has been craving connection to something so much larger than itself, to find something worthy to which it can devote itself entirely. This greatness is becoming available to you now, to be witnessed to the extent that it is helpful, so that you may find the greater purpose of service that your heart craves. You're ready. This oracle brings you comfort that your inner path, your opening up to direct experience of the divine present, is happening now, according to divine timing and grace. This also is confirmation that you are connecting with your spiritual guidance more consciously now, and that any sense of self that appears to be falling away from you now is because your divinity has outgrown it and a new awareness has taken its place. Love that. What a beautiful card. So the masculine energy, you're seeing your towering magnificence. You are connecting with the divine. You're connecting with your spiritual wisdom, connecting with your higher self, letting go of the ego, becoming who you truly are, and knowing that you're here to be of service. There's going to be a lot, I think, of a lot of awareness coming to the masculine twins over the next period of time. You know, we all know it's happening, and this is just confirmation. Okay, unions. What's happening with union, or the combined energies of the masculine and feminine? The first card is the Nine of Staves. Okay, you have to be strong a little bit longer. You're not completely over challenges, but like I said, you're being asked to be strong right now. There's this deep connection to the past. All these roots that seem to be holding us in place for the moment. And yet we're letting all those things go. And it's going to free us so much. But for right now, for many, there's a kind of a feeling of being stuck. But things are shifting. I'm seeing the roots. These are like all the past lives, all the different timelines, and how they're coming up and converging right here. It's a lot. Energetically, what we're doing is a lot. And it's taking a lot of strength on our part. It's a lot of physical exertion, like I said at the beginning. Even though you may not be doing things, very actively, it's exhausting and it's hard work. But it's really breaking that energy away. Hope that came out clear. We also have the Ten of Cups. So, happiness, all happiness is there. It's the end of the cycle as well. It's a 10. Coming to an end of a cycle and a new beginning happening. Remember, we have the sun coming over the Aries point, new beginning energy. And this is really, having love and joy. And yet, I'm feeling again simplicity. Without having a lot of attachments. It seems to be coming through a lot to me right now, which is like attachment to material things. And really the truth is that love is all we need and all that matters. And that if we have that, we have abundance. And Spirit will provide what's needed in order to, live a happy life. But what's needed and what's wanted is sometimes two different things. And we can, there's a tendency as humans, especially in the society that we live in, to accumulate a lot of things and to want to have a lot of things. And part of this is so that you can show people a certain, you present a certain facade to the world, like I'm successful. I have this big house and I have this fancy car and I have my partner and our 2.5 children and, my good income. So, my life is great. But what happens? All that stuff is really just a trapping, like keeps us stuck. The more we accumulate, the more we get stuck. And I think a lot of people that are in karmic partnerships, what's one of the big reasons why they get stuck there? It's financial. Because they've accumulated so much stuff, maybe they can't live on one income, or it's that feeling like they have to present a certain facade to the world. And we all know that there's many people out there whose relationships are really on shaky ground. And yet, for example, look at their Facebook profile and you would know that everything looks picture perfect. That is not being in your authenticity. These are the things that we're being asked to let go of now. And it seems to be letting go of some material things, perhaps, is going to be a big thing too for many. Okay, the romance angels gave us the card for union, trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Don't really think I need to say anything about that. But it's a message that we've also been getting for a while now. And trust in your situation, like I said, whatever is happening, it's all divinely planned. And see it as a gift. And trust that it's all divinely guided for you. Okay, and we have 2 Ascended Masters cards here that came out. Katumi, stay focused, and Mother Mary, nurture yourself. Both really good messages. Mother Mary's card, of course, I've already talked about the need to nurture yourself during this time. Honor the hard, energetic work that you're doing. Spend time alone. Find that sacred space. Make sure you rest. Detoxify yourself if you can. Balance giving and receiving. Honor your inner voice. Get rest. Take care of your body. Your life purpose involves children. And it mentions taking care of your needs as you would for others. And that's a good point, because so often we go out of our way to help other people and we don't give ourselves the same treatment. So make sure over the next few weeks you treat yourself. And then Katumi, stay focused. Well, we know this relates to manifestation. Staying focused on our goals and our dreams and what we're trying to create. Make priorities. Don't get distracted by short-term situations, dramas, or other people's demands. And I feel like that other people's demands is going to be prominent over the next couple of weeks. Be assertive with demands on your time. Keep your promises to yourself. Commit to your priorities. Spend time each day devoted to projects that are dear to your heart. Detoxify your diet to keep your mind clear and focused. Okay. What he wants to say is Stay focused on the bigger picture that your union's happening. Don't get distracted by what this person has to say or that person has to say or this is going on, or even like what's going on between you and your twin, little distractions. They're not answering you, or they need to take a break from you, or you have an argument. Don't let these little things pull your energy down. Stay focused on the bigger picture and the truth. And the last card is the Journey of Love Oracle for Union, Devotion to the Small. These are ways, the Ascended Masters card and this card, the Romance Angels, ways that we can help union. Okay, the devotion to the small. She bows, she honors growth. She sees that within the smallest flower, there is the teaching of the earth, the gospel of Gaia, the mystery of life demonstrated. She recognizes that she too is of nature, subject to the mysteries of growth and life, that is honoring nature and taking pleasure in life. She opens her heart to allow great creation to happen through her. This is the feminine wisdom, alive in men and women with open hearts. This is an innate wisdom within you that understands this devotion to Mother Earth as an important step in fulfilling your spiritual destiny on this planet. She's speaking to you now, letting you know that there is a small change happening, something that's growing within you that you may recognize but not think is so important. Yet she tells you now it's very significant. Soon you will see that what you thought was a seed will yield a single flower. It's actually blossoming into a lush garden of manifestation. Gratitude and love for the small changes happening are leading you into fullness that you can only dream of, and joy. The message of this oracle for you is that your blossoming is occurring now, and the Earth Mother has gratitude for your presence within her being, for the work you are doing to help other human beings. She asks for you to surrender any concerns you have to her. Let her creative power continue to gently guide you into your rightful place in the world, that you may shine as you were born to do, in service to the evolution of this planet. She's helping you now. Trust her. So a nice little pat on the back from our guides for the hard work that you've been doing. And to know that you're helping the planet so much. And it has been hard work, but it's so worth it. And in return for your service, you'll get rewarded. It's coming. And it's coming even more than you thought. Okay, you thought you might get one flower, but what you're actually going to get is a lush garden. So you can't even imagine how you'll be rewarded in the future. So find your strength a little bit longer. Continue to persevere a little bit longer and to trust. And focus and be grateful for the small things in life. And that will go a long way. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you would like a reading with me, you can visit my website, twinstrology.com. I love you guys so much. I'm wishing you all kinds of blessings, and I'll talk to you in a few weeks.